Madam Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, Chair of the Board of Governors, graduates, and honored guests. It is my privilege and pleasure to introduce our honorary degree recipient this morning, Diana Beresford-Kroeger, or, as she told me this morning, how her name really reads in Gaelic, Uana ni duns merach. I hope this was more or less correct. Diana is a world-renowned author and scientist. What is especially impressive is her unique blend of scientific rigor and poetic eloquence. Indeed, she combines both in a very rare gift: an extraordinary ability to understand the scientific complexities of nature, but also to bring this knowledge and appreciation to the general public. She is a highly distinguished scholar and public intellectual with a focus on ethical, scientific, and traditional concepts, building a bridge between the research community and the general public in an age when these connections have never been more important. Born and raised in Ireland, Diana resides today just outside Ottawa, but the reach of her work has been nothing less than global. She has been named one of the top 25 women explorers of Canada by the Royal Canadian Geographical Society. Her accomplishments as an author are simply astonishing. She has published more than 300 articles and 5 critically acclaimed books about the natural world and the climate. Her book, Arboretum America, A Philosophy of the Forest, won the prestigious National Arbor Day Foundation Media Award for an exceptional educational work on trees and forests. This September, her new book, To Speak for the Trees, will appear, which offers a look into the hidden life of trees. Extraordinary as this body of writing is, Diana's creativity has extended itself in several other influential directions as well. Her feature documentary, Call of the Forest, The Forgotten Wisdom of Trees, was nominated for the Rob Stewart Award for Best Science or Nature Documentary Program at the 2018 Canadian Screen Awards. In addition to all of these activities, Diana is also engaged in widespread charity work, raising funds for Médecins Sans Frontières, the Shepherds of Good Hope, and the Canadian National Institute for the Blind, among many others. Madam Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding efforts towards preserving the Earth's climate and forests through the use of ethical, scientific, and traditional concepts, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Diana Beresford-Kroeger.
By the Board of Governors and upon the recommendation of the University Senate, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Woman to woman.
Woman to woman.
Thank you. From Convocation to climate change. And I dedicate this to Carleton University. I want you to tighten your seatbelts right now, and I want you to hold the hand of your mothers right now, because the Celts are coming. Members of First Nations, Madam Chancellor, Mr. Vice-Chancellor, Chair of the Board of Governors, graduates, and most valued guests, and of course, my dearest family here. My life's work is being honoured today, and those of listening to my voice may be getting suspicious that I, myself, might be an Irish woman. Even more dreaded, I might be an Irish speaker. You would be right, but I am no ordinary Irish woman. I hold the lineage of 3,000 years of scholarship in my veins. In the Gaelic world, this is called a banshankas. Ban meaning woman, and shankas, a woman of ancient traditional lines. Throughout the past year, a poem has been flittering through my head. And of course, it's one by Butler Yeats, William Butler Yeats, another Irishman. What they undertook to do, they brought to pass. All things hang like a drop of dew upon a blade of grass. This is a poem of gratitude to all the unknown instructors of your lives, to your friends, to your teachers, to your school teachers, to your parents, and to this university. We would not all be here today, all of us, every single one of us, without that behind us. But the last line, all things hang like a drop of dew upon a blade of grass, was correct up to this year. Tomorrow, the tomorrows of your life, it may not be so. Life, as we all enjoy it, carries a fractal pattern of mathematics. And now this mathematics is changing, mostly in Canada. A thermal grade of reflected heat is being added into our pattern of life. Actually, we can feel it today at this hour. According to the laws of thermodynamics, the land, the sea, and the atmosphere, there's even turbulence right now in the ionosphere, will continue to heat up with a corresponding increase in reaction rates. And those of you who have studied chemistry know the meaning of reaction rates. This is the world of science that you have inherited today. However, there are answers to climate change out there. Many are quite simple, really, truly simple. Others are not so obvious. Just come with me, hold my hand, and take a brief look at the history of planet Earth. Nearly 400 million years ago, the atmosphere was too toxic to breathe. We wouldn't be here today. Life evolved with a codex pattern called DNA, and the entire plant kingdom learned to clear this air of carbon dioxide. This silent synthesis is called photosynthesis. And outside of Einstein's equation of matter and energy, the photosynthetic reaction is the most important, and it is the least understood of all reactions in the world. As it happens, around you, forests have evolved to be the masters of this process. Trees silently rotate their solar leaves to form the sun and to trap the photons that are ejected from the sun's surface. It's an amazing phenomenon. We're living with this. We are alive because of this. Now, to those of you, I'm just talking to those of you, graduates, who specialize in high energy and particle physics with a great gob of mathematics in between all of it. I'm just talking to you, so the rest of you can ignore me. I suggest that you look at entanglement and entrapment with the multivalent magnesium atom. This metal is suspended by the spring beds of 4 nitrogen atoms attached to 4 porphyrin structures. This chlorophyll molecule, because that's what it is, it's a chlorophyll molecule, carries the symmetry of Emily Noether's theorem for full energy conservation. Very important structures to look at into the future. Symmetry is very important. In the meantime, while the physicists are plowing ahead on their Nobel work, because you will get a Nobel Prize for this, for energy storage and conservation, which is what we need right now, I suggest that the rest of us, all the rest of us like me, get the shovels out and start planting trees. We did not know until recently the real complexity of forests. This is a new thing, that forests are connected to our great oceans. Forests are molecular machines that just happen to be green. Chlorophyll splits up carbon dioxide to produce the oxygen in this room that is necessary for you to breathe. That's come from the forests. Without global forests in full operation, the oxygen levels will go down, and guess what? Carbon dioxide will creep up. We're in the 400 parts per million plus right now. We've got to stop it, and we can't stop it, and we will. And I have some very good news for you. So you can all stop crying, and you can all leave hold of your mother's hand. Things are going to look up for you. It's medical research from the forests. All the clinical trials have been done, and in fact they've been done in Japan. Japanese have excellent chemists. I have been involved in this too. Certain medical trees across the planet produce VOCs. These are called volatile organic compounds. And international teams headed by Michael Ehn, E-H-N, for those who want to look him up. International teams using these cloud chambers have tracked the flight behavior of these molecules, these medical molecules. These labile molecules can do something extraordinary. They can increase the T-cell ratio of circulating blood, that is the guarding system of your body, blocking the action to cancers, all cancers, for 30 days. This is a phenomenal discovery. This blocking mechanism to cancer seems to work for everybody, everywhere, provided the correct trees in any given forest are there. They're here outside the door. Now I have to conclude because these folks have only given me 5 minutes. In conclusion, in addition to using our scientific brains to finding answers to climate change, I'm talking to you personally now, you gang who have just graduated today. You have to keep your friendships going. All of you, keep your friends. Be loyal to your friends because you're going to need them in the future. Boost all of the arts as soul food for everybody. We need all of the arts, every single artist. Rebuild a community spirit, and it seems to me from what I've learned this past year here, there is a community spirit at this university. Now I want you to think Renaissance. Mix the scientists, mix the science with different cultures. We'll get some better answers. Then you go out and you replace the plastics with edible papers. Rice paper is a perfectly good thing to eat for you, for the fish, for the whales. Maintain the sanctuaries of the seas. Elizabeth Mann Borghesi's almost lost her life looking after the great oceans around Canada, and she wanted sanctuaries to go in. You folks make sure that that happens. You start it here, make sure it happens. Now, I'm asking the rest of the academics here on the dais to stick their fingers in their ears, because I'm going to tell you to do something. Go out and vote. Damn it, excuse me, gentlemen, damn it, vote. Maintain an open democracy that is crystal clear of Canada, and keep it going. And finally, as G.B. Shaw, another Irishman, said, you have got to be rich in what you do not want. Then, only then, maybe your children and your grandchildren will live to see a drop of dew upon a blade of grass in your gardens, in your parks, here in Canada. But I'm not going to leave you go without one other thing. In ancient Ireland, for the people who are graduating in knowledge, and that is part of my family, we have mantle words that are put over you and placed over you for the protection of your full life. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to switch into Gaelic for this. Beg dia lat. Dia is a sacred word in the ancient world of Ireland. May it be that you walk with divinity on a moral road, and maybe that divinity will walk with you. And also, agus gameg thum yo, and may it be that the effervescence of life and health bubble within you and keep you living and fully alive for all of your life. I want to thank you for lending me your ears. Thank you.